7 levels of Taylor Swift. Level 1, the foundation. Taylor Allison Swift was born December 13th, 1989 in Reading, Pennsylvania. Her grandmother was an opera singer. Her mother worked in finance. Her father was a stockbroker. They weren't famous, but they were comfortable enough to take a risk. At 11 years old, Taylor taught herself guitar. She started writing songs immediately, filling notebooks with lyrics about crush-ups and teenage feelings she hadn't even experienced yet. She performed at local festivals, county fairs, karaoke contests, anywhere with a microphone. The dream was Nashville. At 14, her family made the move. They relocated to Hendersonville, Tennessee, just outside Nashville, so Taylor could chase a country music career. Her father transferred his job. Her mother became her manager. Her brother adjusted to a new school. The entire family restructured their lives around her ambition. She walked into record label offices with her demo CD and her guitar. Most executives saw a kid. Scott Borchetta saw something different. He was launching Big Machine Records, a brand new independent label with no roster and no hits. He offered her a deal in 2005. She was 15 years old. The foundation was set. If you're a Swiftie at heart, tap subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Level 2, the breakthrough. October 2006, Taylor Swift's self-titled debut album dropped. The first single, a song about a high school romance, climbed to number 6 on Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart. Radio stations initially resisted playing a teenage girl. She proved them wrong fast. The album sold 39,000 copies in its first week. Not explosive, but steady. It stayed on the charts for 157 weeks. By 2009, it had sold over 5.5 million copies. She wrote or co-wrote every single track. Unusual for a teenage artist in Nashville. The lyrics felt specific. Real names, real details, real emotions. She toured relentlessly, opening for bigger country stars, then headlining her own shows. She performed at state fairs and small venues, building her audience one show at a time. After performances, she stayed for hours signing autographs and talking to fans. Not for 5 minutes, for hours. She learned their names, their stories. Her second album in 2008 sold over 1 million copies in the first week, making her the youngest solo artist to achieve that milestone. She won her first Grammy at 20 for Best New Artist. But the defining moment came at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Kanye West interrupted her acceptance speech. The moment went viral. She handled it with grace. The world noticed. Level 3, the crossover. 2012 shifted everything. Her fourth album marked her full departure from country into pop territory. She left the cowboy boots and sundresses behind. The production was glossy. The sound was radio ready. Country radio felt betrayed. Pop radio wasn't sure where she fit. She didn't care about fitting in anymore. October 2014, her fifth album, titled after her birth year, arrived. Pure pop. No country elements, no apologies. The first week's sales hit 1.287 million copies, the highest first week sales in 12 years. It produced 3 #1 singles on Billboard Hot 100. Critics who dismayed her as a country singer were forced to reevaluate. The world tour that followed grossed $250 million, becoming the highest grossing tour of 2015. She sold out stadiums. The stage production was massive, involving multiple costume changes, elaborate sets, and surprise guest appearances. She brought out famous friends at every show. She understood something crucial. She studied the legends, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince, artists who evolved with every era. She applied that playbook. Different hair, different aesthetic, different sound, different Taylor. Every album cycle became a complete transformation. Level 4, the strategist. June 2019, Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings acquired Big Machine Records for $300 million. Taylor's first 6 albums were part of that deal. She didn't own her master recordings. Scott Borchetta had offered her a deal to earn back 1 album for each new album she delivered, but she declined and left for Universal's Republic Records in 2018. The news hit and Taylor went public. She posted on social media calling it her worst case scenario. The dispute became headline news for weeks. Music industry veterans debated artist rights and ownership. Most artists don't own their masters. Taylor made it a mainstream conversation. Her response was calculated. She couldn't buy back the records, so she decided to re-record them. All of them. Music law allows artists to re-record their work after a specific time period. She waited for the contract restrictions to expire, then started from scratch. April 2021, the first re-recorded album dropped. It sold 291,000 copies in week 1. The re-recording sounded almost identical to the originals, but gave her complete ownership. Fans immediately switched to the new versions, streaming them instead of the old ones. Radio stations played her versions. She effectively made her old masters less valuable. By 2024, she released 4 complete re-recordings. The strategy worked. She took back control without spending $300 million. She did it by outworking the people who bought her past. That's not revenge, that's chess. Level 5, The Businesswoman. The billion-dollar tour. Taylor didn't just perform, she built infrastructure. Her touring operation became the most sophisticated in music history. The production required 90 trucks, hundreds of crew members, and coordinated logistics across continents. March 2023, the Eras Tour launched in Glendale, Arizona. Demand broke Ticketmaster's system. The website crashed, millions of fans couldn't get tickets. The company faced congressional hearings over the debacle. The tour hadn't even started and it was already historic. The numbers became absurd. Each show ran over 3 hours, covering her entire catalog from 17 years of albums. She played 152 shows across 5 continents. The tour grossed over $2 billion, becoming the highest grossing tour by any artist in history. The previous record was $939 million. Concert film followed the October 2023, distributed directly to theaters via a deal with AMC, bypassing traditional studios. It grossed $250 million globally. She negotiated her own terms, kept more of the revenue, and set a new model for artists releasing concert films. Forbes declared her a billionaire in October 2023. Unlike most musicians on that list, her wealth came primarily from music and touring, not side businesses or investments. She built her fortune from songwriting royalties, album sales, streaming, merchandise, and ticket sales. Pure music business. Level 6, The Cultural Force. Economic and political impact. Taylor transcended music. She became an economic indicator. When she toured, cities saw measurable GDP increases. The Federal Reserve mentioned her tour in reports analyzing inflation and consumer spending. Hotels, restaurants, and local businesses surged during her concert weekends. Politicians wanted her endorsement. She stayed mostly silent on politics until 2018 when she endorsed Democratic candidates in Tennessee. Her Instagram post led to 65,000 new voter registrations in 24 hours. Vote.org confirmed the spike directly correlated with her post. Her fan base, called Swifties, became a cultural force themselves. They decoded her lyrics for hidden meanings, tracked her every move, and defended her online with organized intensity. When critics attacked her, thousands responded within minutes. She didn't ask for this. It happened organically. But she understood its power. The NFL saw ratings increase when cameras showed her at games supporting her boyfriend. Brands fought for her attention. When she re-released albums, they topped charts immediately, competing with brand new releases from other artists. A 30-year-old woman was outselling artists half her age by re-recording her teenage albums. That's cultural dominance. Universities offer courses analyzing her lyrics and business strategies. Harvard, Stanford, and Berkeley. Academic institutions studied her as a case study in branding, narrative control, and fan engagement. Level 7, The Legacy. Rewriting industry rules. When streaming services paid artists fractions of pennies, she pulled her catalog from Spotify in 2014. The platform eventually changed its payment structure. She put it back in 2017. When Apple Music launched without paying artists during its free trial period, she wrote an open letter calling it unfair. Apple reversed its policy within 24 hours. One artist made $1 trillion company change its business model. That's power beyond fame. Her songwriting catalog is her fortress. She's written or co-written every song she's ever released. Over 200 songs across 11 original albums and 4 re-recordings as of 2025. The publishing rights alone generate millions annually. She's not dependent on performing. The songs earn forever. She mentored younger artists, advised them on contracts, and spoke publicly about ownership. When artists now negotiate deals, they think about masters because Taylor made it a mainstream issue. She shifted industry consciousness. The legacy isn't just the sales, the awards, or the billions. It's the infrastructure she built that outlasts trends. She owns her narrative completely, controls her music, her image, her business decisions. She proved you could be the biggest star in the world while holding the cards yourself. From a 14-year-old walking into Nashville offices to a billionaire who changed an entire industry's business practices, she built every level deliberately. Not by following rules, but by rewriting them entirely. Thanks for watching. Which level surprised you most? Subscribe for more stories like this. Share your wish in the comments if you want to see your favorite celebrity next. See you soon.